Wow, good evening, everyone, and it's a pleasure to be your host again at the Tech-Based series. Wow, what an exciting session again, and excited to have every one of you, joining us this evening for another exciting episode. This is the 87th episode of Tech-Based series, and I'm very excited to be hosting and bringing you this session again. I mean, how time flies and how much value we've seen tech-based series create. We've seen 87 prolific speakers grace this platform, share from their wealth of knowledge. We've seen the growth of the Tech Biz Nation, which is the fallout of this session. Over 1,000 community members where information is being shared about how to grow your business, providing the right handholding for people, for entrepreneurs, for colleagues in the ecosystems, for founders looking for your go-to, looking for the plug for the next opportunity, for the next big thing in the ecosystem. The Tech Biz series is where to be. And of course, the Tech Biz Nation is the forum or the community to join. And I'm excited again being your host this evening. Thank you very much for joining. And I promise that today again is going to be another exciting session. And we're talking about a course of discipline, a topic that is close to my heart, is very dear. I find it very important for any founder to be successful in the world of business, not only in the world of the business of technology, which we bring to you. So TechBiz series is one of the initiatives of Eco Innovation Center. Eco Innovation Center set up in 50 Awolowo Road in the last 3 years, set up as both an accelerator and an incubator. And we focus on some key areas, 5 key areas, where it's major areas of forte where we try to bring value to founders and players in the ecosystem. We're big on renewable energy. We're big on health tech. We're big on market access. That's where you talk about mark tech and media tech. We're big on civic tech and agri-tech. And so those are the areas where Eco Innovation Center incubates and accelerates and many of the startups that we have in our network. And we're excited to be bringing this to you. Like we say in Eco Innovation Center, our obsession is to help startups and founders move from ideation to commercialization, because really what this is all about is to ensure that you're able to commercialize all your ideas and your ventures, and to ensure that it becomes viable and we're able to create shared prosperity and create a shared value for all stakeholders. That's why Eco Innovation Center exists, and that's why we have a platform like this, which we seek to to equip and to unhold startups, ecosystem players, tech enthusiasts, and everyone who is concerned about the business of technology. TechBiz is where you need to be. And of course, if you are not yet a part of the TechBiz forum, there are over 1,000 of us there, informations about the biggest opportunities, grants opportunities, investment opportunities, fellowships, and all manners of information in the ecosystem. You will find it there. My colleague will be dropping across all the various handles, the chat rooms, and across all the various handles we're streaming from. They will be dropping the link that takes you to join the TechBiz Nation. TechBiz Nation is the forum that provides the support structure. After this, I mean, we meet once a month. For the first 2 years, we met every Thursday, 5 to 6, and we shared from the world of experience of founders that have graced the platform. And then the last 3 months there, about we've met just once a month. And what we've now had is now the Tech Biz Nation, which is the Telegram forum where we continue to provide on the continuous basis the right support, the right handholding, the right information that helps you to navigate the very tricky and murky environment of the Nigerian space for those who are in the business of technology. Okay, and today again is another honor to have you in here, where I have one of my distinguished speakers. I find him quite quite engaging, and I think I'm also very excited about the value he brings to startups, the value they bring to organization. That's what this is all about. It's about empowerment. It's about helping to handhold. It's about making sure that we're adding value, such that shared value can be created and shared prosperity. And today I'm talking about no other than Koinde Ogundare. Okay, Koinde Ogundare happens to be the country manager of Zoho, and of course the business solutions consultant at Zoho. Okay, he's a skilled sales manager, and I'm sure this already gives you an insight into what we'll be talking about today. There is absolutely no way any founder is able to create value or make a success of their business without understanding the go-to-market strategy and how they're going to sell and how they're going to have offtake. But hey, it's not my bit today. It's kind of show, and I'm sure it's going to come up to share with us exactly how that's going to happen, because I know that thousands of people, you've got apps, you've got platforms, you've got all those things, but there's just no there's just no onboarding happening. There's just no there's no offtake happening. You're asking yourself, how do I commercialize this? How do we begin to earn revenue? Okay, we have the right man on the platform today, and that's what Coinbase specializes in doing. He's a skilled sales manager with experience in the IT sector, which is what TechBiz is all about. It's about the business of technology. And he's a driven self-starter with excellent analytical abilities who exceeds in company development, customer satisfaction, and customer relationship management. Okay, he's currently the country manager, like I've said, and the business consultant for Zoho Nigeria. And today he will be speaking precisely and I think quite necessarily about talking about adaptive sales strategies for a disrupted world. Okay, you go onto all the platforms and everybody, I mean, join me to welcome Koinde Ogundare to the platform. And Koinde, it's thank you very much, Koinde. Appreciate you being a part of the session today and bringing value to our people. And why do I find this topic particularly interesting? I mean, I was up around 3-4 a.m. and you're going across all the platforms from Twitter to everyone, and you're seeing that everywhere is on fire. It's about the exchange rate, it's about the uncertainty, the VUCA environment you find in Nigeria, how tough it is, how difficult it is. It's about attrition of the talent. Everybody's leaving the country. It's just crazy. I mean, it's a more disrupted world that we can ever imagine right now. I mean, and yes, in this same environment, we need to create sales opportunities, create value, create offtake for all our ventures. Okay, and so I think that's why it will be exciting to listen to you as you discuss the adaptive strategies, sales strategies, because we just need someone to help us navigate this, and someone to help us tell us, look, this is the secret sauce, this is the magic one that will help me enjoy the right offtake. I mean, and okay, so enough of me. It's not my show. It's Koinde's show today. Koinde, thank you very much, and you do have the floor.
Thank you very much, Benga. Thank you very much for having us today. It's a pleasure meeting you. And I would like to tell you that it's an opportunity for us to be part of this program. It's something that is dear to our heart to bring solution for startup and all the necessary stakeholders in businesses. And like you mentioned, sales is a very important aspect of any business. Everybody is selling something.
Yeah.
Whether you are selling software, whether you are selling commercial goods, anything you're selling, everybody is selling intellectual knowledge, anything. So how do you navigate through the sales pipeline? How do you go around and tell people the product and the value you add into their business? So there should be a strategy, right? And that is why the topic today is actually very interesting, because adaptive sales strategy for a disrupted world. So you should be able to adapt. Things change on a daily basis. Although the sales still remains the same, because you want to sell, I want to sell, everybody's trying to sell something. But then your sales process, can they adapt to the changes we have in the world currently, due to the exchange rates, due to the porous market? What you're selling, we have thousands of other people selling the same thing as well. So how do you stand out from this crowd and bring your platform to the limelight? So, and I'm happy to be here today to present to you what I think might be useful for you and will be useful for you to build your businesses. So if you allow me, I would like to share my screen and maybe just take you through the
Yeah,
slide as we proceed.
that'll be great. Team, can we allow so that the slides can be shared? To be exciting.
All right. Okay, so can you see my screen?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. I
Oh,
think that's great.
okay, wonderful. Great. So again, my name is Kendi Ogundare, like you mentioned, and I'm with Zoe Technologies Limited, Nigeria. So a little bit about Zoe. What we do in Zoe is a software company. We provide solutions, especially business process optimization solution for businesses. So if you are trying to scale your business, you are trying to understand your process, you are trying to, create value, get value from what you're investing. That is what we bring for you on Zoe platform. And today's topic that I've been tasked to speak about is adaptive sales strategies for a disrupted world. So everybody is selling something. You are selling something. I am selling something. And anybody in this Nigeria would need to know how to scale through this porous market, which is why this topic is very important for anybody to understand how the market works. So sales, there are six major important aspects of sale when it comes to selling anything at all. So that is when you have a prospect, when you approach your prospects, when you try to present your solutions to them or your market, whatever you're offering to them, then the follow up and the referrals, and you need a CRM, that is customer relationship management, right? So prospecting is the basics and foundation of any business strategy in the world, right? So if I'm trying to sell, for example, I'm trying to sell Zoho, right? I will need to look out and look for the right market for my client, for my product, right? So that is prospecting. And nowadays we have multiple channels for prospecting. So you have options um, to go for events, social media marketing. You have tech shows, businesses, networking. These are the channels that which you can get your prospects, get your leads, and everything. And it's very important to understand the type of prospect you are trying to engage. As of today, there are three types of prospects, right? We have the people you know, the people you do not know, and the people your people know. So when I talk about people you know, so over the years, when you've been working, you go to school, you started working, right? There are some people that you know. Okay, I know Mr. ABC, and Mr. ABC. When I talk to him, he can vouch for my knowledge. He can tell me that okay, Kenny, what you're doing is right, and this and that, right? So those are the people you know. So prospecting them and trying to qualify them is going to be a little bit easier for you. And the people you don't know, those are the people that you do not know. Maybe you are meeting them at an event, you meet them online, you are trying to do a social media marketing. So all the new leads you're getting, those are the people you do not know, right? And the last type of prospect you might likely face or engage is the people your people know, which is one of the most important aspects of business. I mean, this is going to be the last part that we'll be talking about it today. People your people know, because people your people know is like a referral. So when the people your people know is a testament to the quality of service you're bringing, because it's going to be like now a third person marketing. So when I'm using your product, I like it, I can refer my friend. So it's not coming from you directly. It's coming from a friend that I've texted your product and trusted it enough to refer somebody else and introduce or recommend your product to the third party. Now, channels for prospecting. So social media. So as of 2022, social media is a great and a very valuable tool for prospecting. All you have to do is just create a social media account, right? And not only that, even e-marketing. So you want to shoot out a mass email, cold calling, Instagram post, Facebook ad, and all those things. So social media provides you the opportunity to send out your products. Just tell people about what you're doing, and before you know it, your leads will start trooping in one after the other. So social media is one of the key important aspects of any prospect or any business. So you need to take your social media presence very seriously. You need to be able to create content, manage your content properly. And we are in a very volatile world, right? So when you are posting all these things, you want to be sure to make sure that you are politically correct. You don't want to say something that will offend certain set of people in the community. You want to make sure that you are neutral and unbiased as much as possible, because social media is a tool and can as well be misinterpreted, right? So one of the channels that you need to be very careful about, but then a very resourceful channel, is social media marketing. And the second aspect is networking event. So networking event, especially for tech world, is a must, I would say, right? Because unless you go out there, people will not know you. people will not see you, they won't know what you are offering, they won't really understand it. But when you go for networking, you need to be able to present yourself in the limelight. So you want people to see what you're doing, you want them to demonstrate, to attend events, let yourself known, right? You go to the public, you go for event, trade show, IT tech show, tech biz, everything. So just try and present yourself in this world. And these are the channels for you whereby you can tell people just short pitch, elevator pitch. Like, hi, yo, my name is Kenny from Zoe. This is my business card. Oh, what do you do? I do this, I do that, I do that. So this will give you opportunity to build your network and give people the solution you are offering. And the third point that I have on my skill is cold market prospect. So code marketing is a very tricky one based on my experience, right? Because code marketing, you just get lead and you just starting sending email, calling their numbers and all these things. But then they are very, very effective for brand awareness. Because if I don't know your brand and you're calling me, I'll be like, what are you doing? I don't know you. So you would need to manage and monitor this channel very, very carefully. And the next one I like the most is friendship farming. So farming in the literal term is very important. You understand? So you're trying to you plant something, you nurture it, and then you gain the benefit from it. And when it comes to tech world, when it comes to any businesses, any innovation center, anything, you need friendship farming. So friendship farming is when you, let's say for example, you go to gym in the evening. So there's this particular person you always meet at the gym. You say good morning today. Then the next week you say good morning again. The third time you are meeting the person, you have to sit down and talk about for 2 or 3 minutes. Okay, hi, what's your name? What do you do? I work for this company. The next time you meet them, you can invite them for a coffee. You can invite them for a lunch or dinner. So at the end of the day, you will get to a point whereby you discuss your business. So this is an aspect of it that you can prospect. I mean, you can do your prospect farming, you can do pitch your product and tell them about what you do. They may not necessarily need your product, but then you are putting the word outside. So if any of their colleagues, any of their network is interested in what you're doing, it will be easier for them to refer you because at this point they consider you their friend, right? And the people right? So I have my friends, you have your friends, you have your network, you have everything. So these are the channels for you to push out your product, push out your sales marketing strategies, just talk to them about what you're doing, your intention for the market, how are you going to be bringing value to the community, because bringing value is as much as important as you selling something. If you're selling something that does not really bring value to the community or to anybody, nobody's going to buy what you're doing. So you people is one of the key channel for prospecting your client. And center of influence, so this is the high level of any prospect for any sales manager. So center of influence is when you let's say in the tech world, so you have some people you refer to as mentors, right? So you can approach them and be like, okay, hello sir, this is what I do. I would like to have 2 3 minutes of your time to discuss about my plan, my proposal and everything. So when you gain their value, right, when you gain their trust, they can give you 10 minutes of their time. You can gain experience from them, how they've been able to build their business up onto this point. And the center of influence, because of their influence they have in the market, the current influence they have in the market, that will get transferred to you by proxy, and then you can sell your product. All you have to do is just tell them, can you refer me to your friend? And based on that referral alone, you'll be able to sell your product efficiently. And at the same time, lead generation is very, very important. I mentioned social media. So these are the channels by which you can generate leads and qualify your lead. The next point is qualifying sales. So imagine you've gone to your social media, you've been to a trade show, you've been to tech event and all those things. How do you qualify the kind of leads you're getting? As a salesperson, I can assure you that you will get thousands, if not, hundreds, if not thousands of leads on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, on a yearly basis, right? How do you qualify these leads? So you don't want to start wasting your time trying to call everybody, trying to send email, trying to do follow up when at the end of the day they may not necessarily need your service. So qualifying your leads follow two steps. Number one is you need to identify the needs for your prospect. So I am selling Zoho. I would like to sell you our products and services for your sales management exercises, right? I will need to understand your process, understand your need, what you want, and then I will be able to come down, sit down with you, understand your process, give you a solution, and then give you a timeline, which is the second part of qualifying your leads. So give your prospect a timeline that you will tell them, okay, if you are going with this solution, it's going to take you 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks to implement. After which, within the next 2 years, within the next 3 months, within the next 4 weeks, there should be a change in your sales process. So timeline is very, very important. And while you are doing the qualifying too, you want to ensure that the candidate you are currently qualifying, they have the financial capability to buy your product. So if I'm selling something and I know what I'm selling is going to be worth a lot of money. Let's say the product I'm bringing out is going to worth millions of naira, right? So while I'm qualifying the list, I want to understand the category I'm going to be placing this lead into. So you have to you have to create the needs, you have to give them the timeline, and at the same time you have to discuss the purchasing power for your qualifying, so you can actually know where do you stand in the market. So I would like to reach XYZ company. They are looking for Zoho CRM. Then I can reach out to them. Okay, what is your budget? So at the end of the day, it's not going to be a waste of time for you as well as your team to follow that lead. And while you are qualifying for your sales, what I try to do personally is I try to identify the decision makers. So if the person I'm talking to is not going to be the decision maker, so what is going to be my job is to convince him to direct me to the decision maker, right? Okay, who do you think is going to be in charge of this project? Who do you think is going to give the go ahead, right? Then I can actually do my background checking on that person. I can, okay, great, they want this, they want that, they want that. This person has worked in this industry before. This person have the experience, right? So I can actually present the solution to them in a way that it won't take me time to close that deal. And when you are qualifying your lead, the next step is going to be for presentation, right? So for any product, for any service, for anything you are selling, you should be able to demonstrate the capability of that solution. So I'm going to be selling you a software to optimize your business process. I should be able to present it. I should be able to customize the solution to speak to your particular need as a salesperson, right? So presentation is very important. And when you are doing the presentation, you should be able to understand that you don't talk too much. So those are the things. Everybody know how to do a presentation. You can just create a spreadsheet, just put some pictures, put some word and everything. But then the key important thing you should understand while presenting is that you don't talk too much, you ask enough questions. Because when it comes to presentation, people tend to hold back their thoughts. They will just be like, okay, I will see you after the event, will talk to you, I will send you an email. But then while you are presenting as a salesperson, the best thing for you to do is to ask them questions. Okay, so how do you currently do this? What if you try this way? Would you think that will work for you? So you have enough information to actually pursue and take your lead through the process manually, right? So when you are presenting your lead, avoid not to talk too much. Try and just give them the solution, ask enough questions, and customize your presentation. And because at this point, you are trying to demonstrate the value your solution is bringing to that business. So it is essential for you to go there prepared and ready to answer any question whatsoever. And this is one of the most important aspects of a salesperson. So follow up, follow up, follow up. Right. So as a salesperson, you send thousands of emails on a daily basis. You send hundreds of calls. You have to schedule calls, meetings, and everything. Right. So follow up is one of the most important aspects and one of the most neglected aspects of sales process. So you should be able to follow up your calls, on calls, emails, try and meet up, try and schedule a meeting, send them an email. Hi, this is Kenny from Zoom. Just trying to follow up on our last conversation. Please reach me back for any assistance, for that clarifications and anything. And follow up is very important for any salespeople because on an average, a working class person will receive minimum of 10 emails per day. So they receive minimum of 10 emails per day, and they they tend to forget your email or forget the conversation you've already had with them in the past. So follow up is one of the best way to reach out to those people, to tell them, okay, where are we at now? What should we do next? Do you want this? Do you want that? So follow up is a very, very important key. And this is the stage where you do the negotiation as well too. So The negotiation happens during the follow-up session, right? You've presented your product, they love your product, they would like to go for it, right? But then that is the end. After the presentation, you should follow up, right? And follow-up takes discipline, right? So that is the two important key I would like to mention today. Everybody knows how to send email, follow up, and all those things. But then you have to be disciplined to actually achieve your follow up goals and purpose. Because you can call me today and I'll tell you I'm busy, right? So as a salesperson, you should not get offended. You just said, oh, sorry, I'll call you back in 2 hours. I'll call you back in a week. I'll call you back in 6 months when you'll be interested in the product. And do not forget details, right? So when you engage a client at a trade show, the client maybe probably mentioned to you that they are looking for a particular solution that you think your office, your company can offer them. So the details of your conversation should not be forgotten, right? Because if you are going to be trying, I mean, if you are going to be asking me every now and then, okay, so what do you say you need again? What was our last conversation? I mean, so that does not put you in the good light to your client, right? So details about the family of the person, their work ethics, the last thing they did. Maybe you can even try and follow up with the company. Oh, you can tell them, oh, you won this award yesterday. You ranked number one in this particular chart or ratings and everything. So the details of your follow up should be top notch because follow up is the key. You may not sell today, but then this could be a potential client for you tomorrow. So don't forget the details and be disciplined enough to keep on trying, keep on following up with your client. And after everything has been done, delivery and fulfillment is very, very important, right? So after I have boasted about my products, I do a wonderful presentation. You like my products and services. So now the customer has agreed to go with your product. The next thing for you is to deliver and fulfill on your promises, which is why, as a salesperson, you should work hand in hand with your in-house implementation team to make sure you are delivering the best products ever for your client. So you've gone through the process, you've prospected the client, you've qualified them, you've engaged them, you've done the presentation, they are ready to go. Now you have to deliver. Delivery is a must for you. And in order for you to fulfill to grow your business, because selling is the same thing as scaling your business, they follow the same process. So if you know how to sell, then you would definitely know how to scale your business, grow it from $10,000 to $100,000 business to 500,000 to 1 million to $1 billion businesses. So the process should be followed. And referrals, right? So at the beginning of this presentation, I mentioned something about the type of prospects, and this is the people your people know, right? So referral is a testament to the performance of your product. So you won't have to go there personally and be telling your people, okay, this is what we've done, this is what we're doing. Your friend can refer somebody to your business, which is one of the key important aspects for especially for salespeople. So referral will not take you through the same process again. You must have cut out a little bit of them. So all you have to do is just go there and present. You've already built the trust. You've already built a platform, so you won't have to talk too much. So referral is one of the best and the most innovative way to scale your sales pipeline. And account management. So account management and customer relationship management is another key important aspect of selling. People normally call it after sales, but then I consider it part of selling. Because if I sell a product to a particular client and they are not interested, there's a high probability that they will just drop off in 1 month or 2 months, right? So you need to be able to create a platform, a process that will maintain that relationship. So you want to tell them you are thinking about them, you care for them, the support is there for you, right? You're sending them follow-up emails, you are sending them continuous email, right? Okay, hello Kenny, hope you're enjoying the product. If you have any issues, reach out to me. Then this will give you the opportunity to even upsell and cross-sell, right? So maybe they sign up for one particular service from your organization. So if you maintain a proper relationship with your client, you will be able to actually upscale your business. And that also goes to account management. So by account management, you want to have a personal relationship with your clients. You want to be able to know them by name, send them a personalized email, follow them up, remember their birthdays, their wedding anniversaries. And depending on the type of industry you are, there are some details that is essential for you to maintain the relationship and keep the relationship going for your organization. So Maintain a good relationship with your client, and a proper account management is important in this sales strategy. And the last but not the least on my on my point today is sales process automation. So in a disrupted world, everybody's trying to fight for what they want. Everybody's trying to be somebody. All businesses are trying on how they can upsell, cross sell, grow their businesses. So sales automation is the next new thing, right? So you should be able to digitalize your process. Number one, so what are the benefits of you of doing the business automation before I explain to you what are the things you can automate in your business processes? It's very fast, they are reliable, they are reusable, they improve accuracy. Right. As a business owner, as an entrepreneur, as a founder, you want to be able to know what is going on in your organization. You want there's a certain rule, a process that you've defined that you think will work for your organization. How do you enforce this thing? How do you ensure that everybody working for you, they are actually following the line, right? Your dreams, your aspirations, your goals, your key objectives in the organization is being followed. It's by you creating a sales process. And by creating a sales process, you will be able to automate all of those process. And like automation is one of my best solutions so far. So, because when you automate a lot of your business processes, it makes your life much more easier. As a salesperson, imagine you're dealing with 10 to 15 people on a daily basis and you have to send them a follow up email. You are meeting new clients, you have to send them a welcome email. You have to introduce your product. You have to tell them what you do, what you offer. You want to schedule a meeting, and that is for 10 people on Monday. On Tuesday, 10 people. On Wednesday, 10 people. So at the end of the week, you have about 50 people you have to follow up on a daily basis. So how will you be able to cope up? It's not possible. I mean, humanly, it's not easy. You have to start remembering what you have to do tomorrow, what you have to do in the next couple of weeks. So, automation is the next way, and this is the best way for you to adapt because everything is moving to digital world, right? You should be able to bring your business process and sustainability. So if you want to sustain your business, you want to make sure that the business process is sustainable. Your business want to grow. You should be able to adapt the new technology to automate your business process. So what are the things you can automate on your for your sales process? You can automate your email activities, you can automate your tax activities, you can automate. So a typical example would be for a new lead. So for example, in my organization, I would like to send a welcome email for everybody that signed up to Zoho platform. Now, even if I have 20 people in my sales department trying to do the follow-up, it's not going to be easy, right? You can automate this process for every new lead you're getting in the organization. For every new lead you're getting in the organization, there's an automated email that is being sent out. And this will even ensure that standard operations of your organization is being fulfilled, right? You automate the email, and you have 5 people in your sales team that are 12 leads. You can automatically assign these leads to your 5 agents. So everybody gets equal share of the process, right? And apart from that, you want to schedule a task. You want, let's say, for example, Tunji from your sales team to follow up with Kenny, who just recently showed interest in your services. You can automate all of those process within your application, right? So digitalization of your business process is essential for any salesperson, for any founder, for any innovator in this present world, right? It saves you time, it saves you money, it reduces human generated error. And there is one particular feature that you should also consider using is the blueprint. Because as a founder, as the head, as the manager, as the team lead, there is this picture of what you want to achieve. There is a proven process. You've tested it. You know this is the process that works for your organization. So you can create a blueprint, automate a blueprint that will ensure that everyone in the organization actually follows the blueprint you've laid down. So automation is very, very, very important. And by automation, we have different tools for you to use, right? When it comes to social media marketing, there are a lot of tools you can use for your social media marketing to optimize it. And when you are posting on social media, you want to have the opportunity to actually weigh and gauge your social media performance. right? So if you post on Instagram, if you post on Twitter, if you do your Facebook ad, your Google ad, you do your Instagram ad, you want to be able to see your return on ROI, return on investment. So if you invest $2,000 in Google ad, for example, when you automate this process, you will be able to have a dashboard that will tell you how much you've spent, how many leads you've gotten from Facebook, Instagram, or anywhere, right? That thing still go for your email marketing. So you are sending out email marketing. You have 2,000 contacts, for example, for cold marketing, right? And you send out 2,000 emails on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, right? 2,000 emails. How do you know that your emails are being delivered? How do you know the open rate? How do you know the delivery rate? How do you know how many people reply to this, um, to your social media marketing, right? And to your email marketing. So automating this process and by using the right tool, it can take your business from nothing to something when you do it like in a proper way, right? So and automating your process also reduces human generated error. So for example, I have like 10 people working for me. I I can maybe I have time to train like five of them, and the remaining five will be retrained by the people at work. So it's human tendency to create and I mean to have an error. So if your business is to deal with people who are enterprise businesses that you think okay the annual revenue for anybody that wants to do business with me should not be less than $10,000, right? And for you to do business with me, you have to submit certain documents, your CSC certificate, your NIN details, maybe even your BVM, just for example, right? So at some point, when you have too many things to do, you might forget what you need to get from them. But when you create a process and you automate that process, that will reduce human error to the barest minimum. And when it comes to repetitive works, so like all the follow-ups you have to do, the welcome emails, the follow-ups, all those things, you can automate it and make it easier for you. So automation is important for your business on Zoho platform. And so how do you automate your business process? You have to get the right tool. You have to get the right tool. We have a lot of businesses. I mean, we have a lot of business solution provider. One is Zoho. We have a lot of businesses. CRM is there. We have Zoho marketing activities platform. We have Zoho campaign. We have CRM. We have social media platform for you to use. So these are the tools that you have a currently presently available at your disposal, and they will not cost you much to do. Because when you see how much you're going to be spending on software solutions and technology to optimize and increase your business workflow and everything, you will see that the return you are getting, it makes your work much more easier. And given the fact that this is 2022, people don't really have to go to work. I don't really have to be where you are for me to do business with you. So it makes you easy, make it easier for business owners and founders to actually monitor what their staff is doing, to record your progress, and also to ensure that your business goals and targets are being followed and they are met on a daily basis. So it is very essential for you to, I think, you have to digitalize your process at this point in time. So, and for every aspect of your sales prospecting, from the lead generation to qualifying your lead to demonstrating the value for your product to the negotiation, these processes can be optimized, can be automated, and it will be easier for you to actually measure the performance. Because if you want to grow your company from a low level to the high level, there should be something that you need to change, right? So you want to know what you're doing is right, what you're doing is wrong. How do you know all these things? Not by using spreadsheets, not by using emails, not by trying to call one of your staff to send you their report, or trying to call somebody to tell you what to do. So you should be able to automate this process and using the right tools. So on Zoho platform, we provide you all the business solutions you will need to do all those things, from your social media marketing to your email marketing to your sales management processes to your even your human resource, human managers, right? You have the process and you have the tools at your disposal to to automate and streamline your business process. Just to give you a rundown of what we've discussed today, we talked about prospecting, why it's important for you, your content management. We talked about qualifying your lead, understanding what they need, um, asking them more questions about what they need to know, what they need to do, asking them what they want, especially not you trying to sell them what you have, right? You should understand what they need. That is when you can actually fit your process or your business into their needs and demonstrate the capability of your business solutions. And at the same time, the negotiating power. So you, as a salesperson, you should be able to negotiate. Tell them, so don't worry, if you spend this much money on software, you spend this much money to procure a service from me. This is what I mean. Give them percentage, give them numbers, give them data, and again, do not forget that follow up is very very important. And referrals, they are also important for any business to grow in Nigeria. And this brings me to the end of my presentations. And if you have any questions for me, I would like to take them now.
Wow. Exciting, exciting, exciting. Thank you so much. And I think that was a good session. Kinde was a good load down. I think, like I said, when you look at the Nigeria of today, it's talking about sales and how to sell more cannot be overemphasized. It's something that we all need, and we just can't seem to have enough of it. Okay. And one big thing which I think is important for all our listeners is the fact that people need to understand that sales is equal to cash flow. You can't generate cash. You can't have cash except you sell. And until you sell, there's no cash flow. When there's no cash flow, there's no blood in the business, because the blood of any business is the cash flow, is the cash, is the cash, is the cash, she said, in the business. And the only way to generate blood to circulate in your business is by sales. Okay. And so sales, the equation is sales is equals to cash flow, and cash flow is the blood that keeps every business running. And that's why this is important. Thank you very much, Kandi. And I did say quite a lot of things, and I'll just look at a few of those nuggets which I think we should talk about while we begin to drop our questions in the chat box. I like the fact that he was big on the people who know you. No, the people that the people you know. I mean,
Yeah, the people your people knows.
the people your people knows. I think it's big. Okay. Coming from the world of marketing, which was a bigger part of my world, is the fact that the most reliable source of information and most credible source of information still remains the word of mouth, still remains testimonials. You'll be shocked in even with the Gen Zs and millennials. People look at they look at your ratings, okay? And ratings most times comes from people who have had an experience with you. They are giving a testimonial. So because when it talks about people that your people know, a lot of people think, oh, it's just just their network. Oh, I don't know. No, it's go beyond that, because you get to a level in your business, and I think accelerated growth, it usually happens from referrals. It's credible. You want to go into and people are checking the ratings, they're checking what people are saying about you, they're checking your comments. And I think we need to pay significant attention to our referrals and the testimonials and third party referrals of our businesses. I think that for me was a big call out. And I think in a time of VUCA, in a time of uncertainty, in a time where people want maximum value for every buck they are spending, in a time where people are doing a lot of rationalization about what to spend, nobody wants to experiment with spending. They want to be sure that every time I'm spending, I'm getting maximum value. I don't want to take a risk and then come back, oh, it didn't work and I push it down. That was at the time of plenty. In a time like this, people want to be sure you're the one, which makes the sales process longer. But the way to shorten the sales process, gather enough testimonials, gather enough people who are champions, who are talking about you, who are referring you, who've had a great experience about you, okay? I think that's a big call out. And we'll come to your questions very soon, everyone, okay? We'll come to it, but that was big for me. The other thing he said, which I think is big, and I wanted to just, as you get all the questions from all the platforms, call out, was the fact that you can't afford to be transactional about your follow-up. Okay, he says something about follow-up. And I think it's not rocket science. Any salesperson, sales 101, you should follow up or you don't have any business. But the deeper part of what he didn't say, which I got, was the fact that you can't afford to be transactional with your follow-up. You can't just say, hey, how you are? I remember you said I should call you today. No, you need to know a bit more. You need to be a bit more personal. You need to know the people. You need to research. You can't afford to be lazy in a recession. Okay, sorry, I'm already calling recession like we're gonna be there. But recession, guys, it's gonna be a tough, bumpy ride. The second half of this year, will be a bumpy ride. Well, it will be, and it's a global thing. Now, for a bumpy ride, a recession, a tough time, a difficult economy, people will buy more in a selective manner. And they were not likely to buy from people that don't make them feel good. They won't buy from people that are transactional. You need to be a bit more personalized. Research. No. Don't come and say, hey, so why did you stop the last time? If you can't be personal about people, if you can't do the work, if you want to be lazy and just think that, trust me, it's going to be a bad experience. Because the biggest brand, I mean, before I started this session, I was looking and I've seen about 5 or 6 results, global results posted, and people posting losses, okay? Big global brands, consumer brands, the Nestle's, the Metas of this world and all that, and people having drops in their profits session, which means that it's a rocky ride. Oh, what has it got to do with me? It trickles down. When the big boys are feeling it, trust me, it comes down to the smaller guys. And that's why I think it was great that he spoke about that. The other part, which anybody that knows me knows I'm big about, is execution. He says you have to deliver, and that's execution. You just got to deliver. He's talked about all the sales strategies. We can have all the strategy from today to tomorrow. You just have to deliver the goods. You have to deliver. You must execute. Enough of hype and packaging and all the stories and all that. The fluff is not going to work now. It's going to boil down to who is going to execute well. Okay, and it's about execution. I mean, I've seen videos flying around. I'm an apolitical person, if you understand what I mean. But you see, when I see the dashboards happening around from all the political gladiators and active people, I see that finally people are beginning to say talk is cheap. We don't want people who know how to campaign. We know people who know how to deliver the goods. Same in business. Same with your customers. They don't want cheap talkers. They want you to deliver the goods. You must execute. You must execute flawlessly. You must execute in a brilliant manner and fashion. You can't afford to be lukewarm. Okay, so I think that's also very important, and I think that's key as we look at the sales process. And of course, he talked about having it automated. Okay, it has to be repeatable. The only way you can scale beyond yourself and take out key minorities and is to make sure that sales process, which brings cash, which cash is the blood, must be repeatable. You cannot tie only yourself bringing all the numbers. You must equip people. You must build the process. And it's not only in digital sales that you need to have a CRM. You must be able to also make sure you are able to make the non-digital off-system sales processes repeatable, and that people can carry out the sales cycles and you can order the process and get the result. You won't grow if your sales process is not flexible and can grow. He talked about cost of ROI. You must check your cost of sales versus your return on investment. Whether you're using a digital tool or you have salesmen knocking people's doors, selling whatever they're selling. Of course, we're talking about tech here and startups. You need to be sure that you are evaluating what you're putting out there. Many of us, we're dealing with quite a number of invisible costs: platform costs, building your apps, engineering costs, data costs, software costs, plugin costs, API integration costs. All those invisible costs have doubled, guys. It was $3.60 to $1. It's going to be $7.20 to $1. Your cost has doubled, guys. So it's time you pay attention to all those things that you just thought, oh, let me just post this ad. You need to pay attention to that and make sure that you are checking the return of investment for both your digital and non-digital processes. And I think these were critical call-outs for me. I took notes. I always do. It's the only way you take the best out of sessions and webinars like this. And I think that's quite interesting. Thank you, Koinde. I mean, you were just spot on. And I think sales is what we all need a lot of in a time like this. But we'll quickly jump into a few of the questions. What do you do? I mean, there's a question here that says, what do you do when sales is at its lowest? I don't know. Question for you. When sales is at its lowest, and I'm coming particularly with very low sales right now, what do we do when sales is at its lowest? What do you think?
Okay, so what do you do when your sales are the lowest? Personally, I feel that is the time for you to review your process. So what are you doing when your sales is at the highest? So what are you currently doing? Which still boils down to you having a process. So unless you understand that part, because for all the sales pipeline, right, from prospecting to qualifying, okay, so is your qualification stage taking too much time? Then why is that? Right? So when you review that process, it makes it easier for you to understand, okay, where you are lagging or where you are lacking within that process. So it's better for you to review the process, optimize your process, and get the best value from from your sales activities.
Great, great. And that's it. You, when it's lowest, what took you down there? I mean, that's the first thing. Is like you need to keep a learning log. You always need to go back. And I think that's a crucial one. How did you get there? Someone says, "Good afternoon. My question is that is it preferable to run ads, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram for a new product launch? Preferable to what?" I think this question is not complete, but I don't know. You want to speak about that? And my question is that is it preferable to run ads, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram for a new product launch? You either do that or what? I mean, could have been better, but yeah.
Yes, I think that depends on the kind of industry you are into, right? Because
Mm,
brand awareness is very important for you as a salesperson. So if your brand is not well known and you feel like this platform will give you more brand exposure, I think you can go for it,
mm,
right? And if Facebook, Twitter will give you exposure depending on the number of followers you have and the industry that you are currently running, that
mm.
matters as well too. Because you
Yeah.
don't want to be selling software and be going to Twitter and be publishing it. I mean, your market is not there, right?
Mm.
So depending on the market you are, and then that will determine if you should go for social media ads and all these paid ads.
Yeah, I think a good response also to this, adding to that, is go back to all our 86 previous episodes. You'll find that we've dealt a lot with market segmentation and targeting. You need to know your target market. You need to look at all the resources you have and study them and understand them. And it will help you because what he said clearly is it's a function. I mean, it depends, okay? And I think it depends, leaves the answers hanging. It depends on the product. It depends on your target market. It depends for you to decide the right firm. So I think that would be important. Question C says, I'm into hotel sales. How can we implement this automation process? And is Zoe looking at solution package for this industry? And I think this is exciting. One of the things you also need to do to get a lot more information, which you can link it to Zoe, is to make sure you join the Telegram link, the page, which my colleague is dropping in across all the chat room now. You can always drop a lot more questions there, and we can get you linked to Kehinde Ogundayo because we don't throw his information open out there, and he can be able to link you. And I think yes, he is more than willing to see how to help you with the hotel customization. I'm sure the hotel industry one his product is adaptable across industries, but I think this is a conversation you can take up. So, I mean, colleagues, just drop the link to the Tech Biz Nation forum on Telegram and let people be able to join in there and ask your questions. And we can always create the match and create the link in there. Okay, that's a good one. Okay, how can I leverage social media to improve sales? I think Kylie, that's to you again. Social media has come up again. How do I
Yeah.
leverage it to increase sales?
Okay, so like I mentioned earlier on, social media is a very powerful tool, right? And depending on the market segment, social media can be extremely beneficial for your product, for product launching, for product promotions, for ad sales and everything. So it's important for you to have a good brand, healthy brand on your social media platform. And you
Mm,
can't afford to just go silent for a week and come back after 1 month when you have an event coming up next to in 2 weeks' time. So you should always publish, engage your audience, send them
mm,
content that they will know about you, I mean, that will tell them about your business, what you're currently doing. And social media is a powerful tool if it's used wisely. And at the
mm,
same time, you should use the right tool for social media monitoring. So you want to know people are saying about your brand. You want to be sure that you are not leaving one aspect of your business out. Let's say, for example, Instagram is good for you. What about your Facebook audience? What about your Instagram audience or your Twitter audience? So you want to make sure that those brands and you're healthy. And at the same time, you want to know you're gaining followers, people are engaging your posts. Then if you're not getting engagement, that means you have to revise and review the content of your post. So revise the content, try and see what you get people talking about your products. And always use hashtags. I mean, hashtags are very important in a lot of businesses these days. So you should be able to put your brand outside. And I think social media marketing is a good way uh, for to improve your sales.
yeah, that's good. And I think I like that. It's all about engagement. So what I also see at times, Kende, is quite a number of people are just copying and pasting. Everybody is on Facebook, and then you're on Facebook, you're buying Google ads and all that. Question is, you need to check, okay, that am I getting the right engagement? Am I getting the right kind of interaction? Is it giving me traction? Are you checking the investment? Okay, that's important because if you're not evaluating, you're not checking, you're shooting in the dark, you will waste so many resources. Like I said, this is not the time to waste resources. you have so much money thrown down the drain, you will not have enough funds to run. And okay, because these are two things you need to watch. You need to watch your burn rate as a startup. Your burn rate gives you an indication of how much money you're spending per time versus how much money you build. So you're going to get to a fume state where you totally don't have enough money to keep your startup running. And so you must constantly review and be sure you're getting the right engagement. If you're not, change your course. You must do what's called course correction. I mean, nothing cast in stone. You need to be able to change your course. And this takes me to the next question. Talking about course correction is: do sales strategies evolve? Someone is asking, can they do sales strategies evolve?
Of course. So sales strategies evolved. What you were doing 2 years ago, you cannot be doing the same thing in 2022. What you did 5 years ago, what your business did 10 years ago, you can't follow the same trend because as people grow, as your business grows, there are some things you've learned over the years that you have to implement as you're growing.
Mm.
So your sales strategy, your approach to your marketing, to your sales, to your pitch, will evolve as well too. Your customer testimonial, your customer feedback will tell you, okay, should we change the way we approach people? Should we change the way we present our brand? It's not everywhere you have to be. So all these things you have to learn them over the course of a period of time, right? But then as you are evolving, your strategy will also have to evolve. So yes, of course, sales strategy does evolve, and you
Oh,
should also be open to change and evolve as well with your
yeah,
strategy.
great. I mean, sales strategies will evolve. The most important thing is your market is dynamic. Consumers are changing. COVID has happened to all of us. Supply chain linkages has happened. Global economic upheaval is happening. The market is changing. The people are changing. Their preferences are changing. Their taste is changing. Their out-of-pocket spend is changing. A lot is changing. If all that is changing, how you reach them, your go-to-market strategy will change. A lot of things will change. And I agree very much with Koinde. Things will definitely change. And that's why you need to consistently be on sessions like this where people are sharing with you up-to-date information, they're sharing with you up-to-date strategies about how to navigate, okay? And how to navigate a time like this. And at this point, I must say a big thank you to Koinde Ogudare for this wonderful session. Quite short, quite impactful, but I think it was needed. It was needed in a time like this where so many people are just throwing up their hands and asking themselves what next. I think it's needed for us to reevaluate and refresh our minds about trade strategies, checking your ROI, checking that you've got interaction on social media, checking that your process is automated, making sure that you're making the sales and keeping the cash coming in and keeping the business afloat and keeping your doors open. Those are critical things that are needed for conversation, and I'm excited that we're a part of this. And of course, to everyone who's been a part of it, they were streaming across all our platforms. Do remember that by 12 noon tomorrow, you will have the recorded session of this 87th webinar series. And all you have to do is go to echoicenter.com/webinar, www.echoicenter.com/webinar, and you will find the 87 episodes, including this one, by 12 noon tomorrow. It's down there. Maybe you joined us late, you can come on time, and then you can see what the conversation is and see how we answer the questions, and then you can be a part of it. And I think it's also great for you to join the Tech Biz Nation, which is the Telegram community. And I think the link has been dropped. Just scroll up to all the chat rooms. You'll find the link dropping there. The importance there is that you can create the connect, we can create the blog, we can share with you latest information in the ecosystem and what's happening, and you can be abreast of information, and you can network with peers and colleagues who are going through similar concerns and challenges. And I think it will be exciting to be a part of this community of over 1,000 people who are tech enthusiasts and startups and founders and people who have worked in the ecosystem. And I think it's that kind of community that provides the right support and handholding for you as startups and as founders and ecosystem players. Thank you very much again for being a part of this. TechBiz is brought to you by Eco Innovation Center, an incubation and accelerator center set up in 50 Awolowo Road, Ikoyi, and provides value to startups across the whole of Africa. It's exciting to have every one of you be a part of this. We look forward to engaging with you subsequently next week as we come to the 58th episode, a series of the tech-based webinar. We look forward to partnering with you. Thank you so much. As we continue to fulfill our mandate to provide the necessary handholding to founders and tech entities and ecosystem players, and as we live to our mission, which is to be able to move startups from idea to commercialization. Thank you for keeping a date with us again on this TechBiz series. It's a privilege to have brought this series to you. I remain Victor Benga Folabi, the founder of Eco Innovation Center. Thank you for keeping a date. I'm looking forward to seeing you on the last Thursday of the month of August, which happens to be my birth month, of course, 5 p.m., the last Thursday of August. I look forward to having you again on another session. Thank you very much, and do appreciate having you. Do have a great weekend ahead starting from tomorrow. Bye, everyone. Thank you.